Welcome back to First Listen, everybody. My name is 10th Isle, and I hope you're doing well today. This time on First Listen, we checked out Mac Miller's latest release, his 5th studio album, Swimming. So going into this, I had literally no expectations because I really haven't dug into a lot of his music. I've caught it while listening to some other stuff on like a shuffle playlist, and what I've heard I liked, but I can't really pick any examples of his work. So going into this, literally no expectations. And that's a beautiful thing sometimes. I'll put it right out front. I actually do like this album. So let's go ahead and get into this First Listen. Good vibes and chill down-tempo vocals bring us in on Come Back to Earth, a track that really does open this album quite nicely. This track really is cool. It's that brilliant combination there, that jazziness, you know, those tones and everything just coming together like this beautiful thing. It's a really cool track and a great way to open an album that kind of has to do some good stuff for him. You know, there's been some stuff going on with him, but this is a good way to open a pretty cool album. Oh, and we got some thick beats on Hurt Feelings. But it feels like that intro is take it or leave it. I don't know, intros like this I just don't really latch on to. They don't really hit me the way I want to be hit with an intro on a rapper's open. Like, I don't know what it is. And it feels like when you get down to it, this track, there's some deeper story that we're not necessarily hearing. Everything's kind of being sugar-coated a little bit. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's just the way it feels to me. Then we've got some more funky vibes on What's the Use. I actually like this track. Feels really good. Really does feel good. It takes me back to some 90s rap. Snoop! I didn't even know going into this track that Snoop was on here, but he is. He's on here so subtly, so awesome. And he even ends the track with just, you know, that little Snoop pizzazz. I mean, Snoop! Who doesn't like a Snoop vibe on this track? And it was all over it. All over it. And that is a good thing. And we got some drunk yeahs here on Perfecto. A track that is actually quite revealing, especially in the end, that outro. I mean, damn. But I feel like this track is kind of being pulled down here by, you know, the mistakes that have been made. And, you know, those are pretty public back in May 2018. Pretty public DUI and hit and run and all that. And he came clean on that, but it feels like this track was recorded when he was drunk. That's rough. The hangover of yeahs continue on Self-Care. A track that does eventually work, but it's not until like the end of the track. It's not till the end that the vibe actually works. You know, we get this confessional thing going on and it feels good, but when we go back to the beginning, it's kind of a mess. The samples do work really well, but that's like it. It doesn't come together until the end, but it does, so I guess that's a win. That tapping and that acapella on Wings feels really good, especially as the backbeat comes in and really mixes well with those wispy vocals that, man, I love some wispy vocals. If you can sprinkle them in and add a little bit of flavor to a track, I love them. And let's face it, this is really good rhyming, good storytelling. It's really telling a great tale here. Light tones turn to a clap beat? That had me skeptical here on Ladders. But the beat picks up again, and even though he's talking about weather, we eventually get back to this addict vibe that seems to be kind of drenched all over this album, and rightfully so, again, for the issues that we've already mentioned that he's gone through. But this track does a very cool thing when it sells the rest of the track on just instrumentals alone. I mean, what rap track does that? None that I can think of. Not in recent memory. Definitely not the Small World that I listened to this morning, but hey, not everyone can be Nas. And here we're actually in a different way here. Small Worlds. This track definitely not on the same level. The vocals drag on a little bit too long, and the rhymes are a little bit rough at times. I mean, talking about the PGA, I mean, come on, man. The end is the best part. The end is the best part, and that's a shame because getting to that point is kind of a struggle. And it feels like it sounds on Conversation Part 1. Feels like he's talking right at us, having a conversation, schooling us on everything that's gone down. And then we have that beat and the drums and everything just mixing together so nicely. It's a good track. This rolling chip tune and this simple clap beat on, dunno, one of my favorite words, of course, really sells the message here. It's a very clear message. He is stuck on something very sweet. And doing a little bit of digging, we found out that that was Ariana Grande. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Oh well. I've heard her music. It's okay. This is nice. It's very beautiful when you can get this kind of love, this kind of feeling about a person into your vocals, your lyrics, your vibe, all of that. And this actually pays off really well. Oh boy, we have a Jamaican vibe, which I do tend to like sometimes, but not here on Jet Fuel, as this track just kind of, again, doesn't do it. I mean, at one point we have cool horns, and that doesn't help it. And then we have some autotune at the end, and that doesn't help it. I'm not sure what could have helped this track. Melancholy Strings bring us in on 2009. A track talking about kind of his rising up, you know, his becoming this big deal. You know, he had that mixtape in 2009, really made him big. I had to look into that because I haven't heard it. I need to go back and listen to it, of course. But it's nice to hear kind of the ascension story of really, what, one of Pittsburgh's best rappers? Are there better rappers from Pittsburgh? I don't know. Hit up the comments if there are better rappers from Pittsburgh, and I'll check them out too. Anyway, this is a song about reflection and kind of that message of keep on going. It's really good stuff. I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. And is that guitar strumming? As the album finishes here with So It Goes, a track that is very, very cool. This is a track that has an infectious beat that sprinkles in some really nice stuff here. You know, when we talk about a good song, like this is it. This is how you end an album. You sprinkle in these nice little things, and it ends just as nicely as it started. This is a good album. You know, we talk about the effects on it, we talk about the vocals, the rapping. It does hit some rough notes here and there, but overall, this is a pretty good release. I like it. I hope this does well for him, and I hope he gets through all of his issues, you know, with the alcohol and all of his legal troubles and all that, because this is good music, and I want him to do well. I wish him well. That's going to do it for this edition of First Listen. I hope you enjoyed. Hit up the comments down below with your thoughts about this release. Check us out on Twitter. You want to talk some music, some other stuff, hit the bell, subscribe, get all the notifications for all our future First Listens. That's going to do it. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.